Now, Hurricane Irma is en route. We don't know exactly where she's going, but we do know that she's not going to be in the area tomorrow night, which means, barring some cancellations of school or anything like that, we should have Thursday night football. I don't know if we're going to have color rush uniforms, though.
No, we won't.
You're going to be at the big Matanzas-Spruce Creek game. Spruce Creek, after a couple of less than competitive openers, was going to get a bit of an upgrade now in Matanzas, I think.
Yeah, these two teams both made the playoffs last year. It'll be their first real test for Spruce Creek this season after 2 games they won by a combined score of 105-0.
Yeah.
So this will be a step up. Matanzas gets basically 13 days to think about this game. They really, really want to address the offensive line. That was their A1 goal. When I talked to Robert Ripley after the loss to Flagler,
Right.
they really want to see if they can protect the quarterback, establish the running game. They really struggle. They've given up 12 sacks in their first 2 games between the Kickoff Classic and 7 against Flagler Palm Coast. That's not going to cut
That's less than
it,
ideal.
especially against a defense that's flying around right now like Spruce Creek's is. They've got 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 3 fumble recoveries as a unit. So this team's playing really good football right
Creek!
That's going to win you a lot of games.
now. Yeah.
Creek!
And, as you guys hear Godwin Kelly behind you, who I know everybody loves him, it encouraged me that I didn't introduce us. This is Chris Boyle. I am Zach Dean. As we're going to do this a little bit in reverse now. Game number 2, big game for the week for Thursday, is out. Godwin's going to be there. Deltona and DeLand.
Yeah, the battle for the bone that hasn't.
I love that name.
Yeah, it hasn't occurred since 2012. It should be a really electric kind of atmosphere. It's been pretty hyped up on social media. Deltona hung in there and traded some punches against Bowles on Friday. Both these teams played a half of football essentially. Deltona started a little bit in the second half, and before weather came in and wiped that game out. For DeLand, it's about offense as well. They're another team that hasn't scored yet. They've played 6 quarters of football, haven't gotten the end zone yet. They've been promising defensively. I think they did a much better job against Mainland than any of us thought they would. They held Seminole to a field goal last week.
That was impressive.
Yeah,
Thank
so-
God I didn't put money on that game.
Yeah, so DeLand's done a nice job defensively, and you got to figure they're going to make it tough on Deltona as well, a team that plays a lot of guys 2 ways. It should be a much closer game than I think you might expect.
Dogs!
And I know that our camera holder right now, Godwin Kelly, I've never seen a bigger DeLand fan in my life.
DeLand 3 weeks in a row.
DeLand should be 3-0 right now, according to Godwin.
They should be 4-0.
So, yeah, I agree, though. DeLand has, I think, been better so far than expected. I mean, I know they lost 24-0 against Mainland. Not as bad as you would have thought, and then the 3-0 against Seminole is really impressive. I covered Seminole, and they beat Spruce Creek. The third big game, and a bit of a surprise that came breaking last night, was University, who hasn't played, in about 3 years, it seems. They're going to go to Lake Gibson.
We
think. They were supposed to have a bye week, and then they were supposed to go to Tallahassee, and now they're going to go to Lake Gibson. And if that game sticks, that has the potential to be the game of the year.
This right here is a good indicator as to how the playoff system really affects teams.
Yeah.
This is a week that they would have had a bye, as mentioned. They were supposed to play Sebastian River last week. That game got canceled. They couldn't fit it into their schedule, so they needed to find another game of points. They scheduled Gadsden County. That game fell apart when the school systems were all going to be closed on Thursday, on Friday. So now they've moved up to Thursday. It wasn't going to work with Gadsden for Thursday, so now they found Lake Gibson, who, oh by the way, played for the 6A title last season.
Did you guys keep up with that?
Yeah, so it's a long way around, but this is a big night for University. They have to get back on the field. They haven't played since the opener against Dr. Phillips, and conditioning was something that they really struggled with at the end of that game, and having a 14-day layoff certainly isn't going to help matters. So getting back on the field and having a really competitive game before district play starts next week is going to be key for them.
And I think all 3 of us are picking University, and to be honest with you, that's more, and I think you would agree this, based on the fact that University is just so itching to play at this point. I think they really are wanting to get out there and get that. They've had that Dr. Phillips loss in their mouth for 2 weeks now. Like, that's
not only are they
unreal.
itching to play, but they're itching to go out there and finish a football game.
And prove something.
They want to beat an upper echelon team, and Lake Gibson certainly qualifies as that. Like I mentioned, they played all the way up until the state final game last year, lost to Carroll City in Orlando. But this is a team that's a very quality team out of the Lakeland area.
Carroll City, were they here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they beat Mainland.
That's right.
Fishing in Lake Gibson.
Mainland, unfortunately, not playing.
Yes, they have the week off after.
Maybe a much-needed week off for Mainland, though.
They were going to they're going to have to play on short notice.
Yeah.
They played Monday against Bartram. Treasure Coast was their scheduled opponent. That game got canceled once they didn't have a place to play that game.
Right. All right, you guys heard Chris Boyle's immaculate breakdown of all the Thursday games here in the area. Assuming Irma doesn't really go quickly overnight and get here, we should be playing football on Thursday. Godwin Kelly's going to have you for the Battle of the Bone. I will be at Municipal covering Travis Rowland, seeing what all that hype's about. FPC and Seabreeze. Chris going to have you covered over in Port Orange for this Spruce Creek Matanzas game. I am Zach Dean. This is Chris Boyle. Give us a follow on Twitter. Give us a read in the News Journal. Prep Football Week 3 underway.